After Ryan and Barbara got back together, again, I suddenly felt like the air had gone out of everything. My roommates tried to talk sense into me. There are plenty of blossoms under the sky. Why hang yourself from one tree? I nodded through tears. You're right. I'm a blooming beauty in my prime. If I can't land this one, I'll just trade up to another. Main story. Oh wow, our Cynthia looks gorgeous today. Babe, if Ryan isn't slain by your charm tonight, he's blind. Exactly. Here, try this shade. One praise after another had me dizzy. I tossed them each a sultry wink. Wait for my good news. I changed, smoothed my hair, did a pleased twirl in the mirror, and was just about to head out when my phone buzzed. It was a WeChat from Ryan. Cynthia, sorry. Barbara and I got back together. Find someone else for the play today. I froze like a statue. Out on the balcony, our dorm monitor let out a gasp. Cynthia. Isn't that Ryan? Why is he holding some other girl's hand? A chorus of concerned looks turned my way. I managed a bitter smile. 17th time. 17th what? 17th time Ryan stood me up. Unbelievable, the dorm monitor exploded. What is he, allergic to basic decency? I clenched my phone. This time it's because he and Barbara Garcia reconciled. Fury vanished from their faces, replaced by a you-never-learn stare. Cynthia. Didn't you say they were impossible? Yesterday Ryan told me he and Barbara would never get back together, that he wanted to give us a try. I swallowed. And today he's back with her. Sweetie, does it have to be him? Seriously, what's so great about Ryan? So he's got some money, looks good, has killer abs, and is a top student. Big deal. The dorm monitor cut a look at the girl on my top bunk. Great pep talk, but maybe stop pep talking. Then, to me, if he'd bailed for any other reason, we'd roast him alive. But it's Barbara. Right. Barbara. The childhood sweetheart, the on-again off-again, tragic, soul-twisted Barbara. Top bunk side. Of all people, you had to like Ryan. It's been, what, 3 years? I opened Ryan's message and showed them. Cynthia, Chris wanted to see this play yesterday, but he couldn't get tickets. Why don't you ask him? Look at that, Ryan even found you a stand-in. Chris who? Chris Martin? Someone asked. I nodded. Text him. Go with him. We've always said you and Chris Martin are the better match. Their random excitement left me a little dumbfounded. While I was still processing, my top bunk roommate stuck out her hand. Phone. What for? She scrolled to Chris in my chats and typed, play at the City Theater? The show in an hour. Instant reply, I'm in. Amid a flurry of mischievous grins, they marched me out the door. Cynthia, there are plenty of blossoms under the sky. Don't hang yourself from one tree. Exactly. Guys like Chris don't come in flocks. He likes you now, seize the moment. At the theater entrance, Chris had arrived before me. He held out a milk tea. Here. Thanks, I murmured. He seemed to smile, studying me. What made you ask me? I cleared my throat, opting for honesty. Ryan bailed. Chris's face went dark. After a few beats, he ground out, classic. Ryan stands you up and only then do you remember I exist. I hesitated, and didn't tell him it was Ryan who'd remembered him, not me. Didn't you say you really wanted to see this and couldn't get tickets? His expression softened. You dug that up? I was, frankly, speechless. If there were an award for self-delusion in romance, Chris would take first, no runners-up. 3 years. I've been Ryan's tireless simp for 3 years. And for 3 years, Chris has been unwavering in believing I was simping for him. In the mornings, I took breakfast to Ryan's dorm. If I ran into his roommate Chris, I'd say, could you take this up to Ryan for me? Chris would give me a look. Next time just buy one, mine. No need to bring extras. Then he'd snag both bags and head upstairs, leaving me blinking in the hallway. For a general ed class, I matched Ryan's schedule just to see him. Chris's gaze drifted over, as if to say, you even followed me here? At basketball games, I cheered for Ryan. When they came off the court, I'd twist the cap off a water bottle to hand him, only for Chris to appear and swipe it first. Didn't know you were this thoughtful, Cynthia Deb. There were so many episodes like that. Once, I tried to set him straight. Maybe some things I've done gave you the wrong idea. I just want to be clear, I like Ryan. I expected him to lose face and storm off. Instead, he smiled. I was about to say yes. What now, playing hard to get? All right, Cynthia, if you like the chase so much, I'll indulge you. When we left the theater, night had fallen. On the walk back, the usually chatty Chris was uncharacteristically quiet. Near my dorm, he stepped in front of me and blocked my path. What are you? Don't scare me like that. Under the street lamp, tiny stars seemed to spark in his eyes. Ryan and Barbara got back together. An unpleasant truth, that. I stared at my toes. I know. So how long will I not see you this time? My foot stalled mid-kick. So he wasn't delusional after all, he knew everything. This was the fifth reconciliation for Ryan and Barbara. Every time they broke up, I'd saunter back with a breezy smile. Every time they made up, I'd withdraw, no contact, no mentions, no slip-ups. I'd even avoid anyone connected to him. When I didn't answer, Chris slipped back into his usual careless tone. Okay, go on up. I'll buy you dinner tomorrow, to repay you for the ticket. Can I? The softness of those 3 syllables melted me. I nodded. At the dorm entrance, couples were doing their long goodbyes, and one pair shone brightest. Ryan and Barbara. I instinctively pivoted to avoid them, but someone called my name. Ryan. Barbara was watching too. She jerked her arm from his. Ryan sighed, shook his head, leaned to murmur something at her ear until she laughed. He patted her hair, and she headed inside, though not before cutting me a cool, dismissive glance. Enemy? Not quite. Contempt? Closer. I went a little numb. For the first time, I wondered, can liking someone be a mistake? But I hadn't flirted with Ryan while they were together, nor done anything out of line when they weren't. What exactly was I questioning? Ryan's voice reeled me back. He'd walked right up, ignoring Chris at my side. Cynthia. I just deleted your WeChat. Your number and any other way to reach you, too. His tone was brisk. Barbara doesn't want me having any contact with you. Cynthia, honestly, you're not my type. Even if I weren't with Barbara, I still wouldn't like you. My breath cinched tight. Did it hurt? It felt like I couldn't breathe. Was the man in front of me the same one who, just yesterday, had looked at me so gently and said he wanted to give us a try? Are you finished? It wasn't me who spoke, it was Chris, who'd kept quiet until now. He frowned at Ryan. Was that really necessary? Did Barbara tell you to say that, or was it your own idea? Scenes like this were unbearable. I tugged his sleeve, almost pleading. Could you go first? This is between me and him. Chris drew a long breath, shot Ryan one last glare, and left. I forced myself to steady, ignoring the panic burning my chest. I smiled at Ryan. Anything else you need to say? His pretty eyes locked on me. Let's not see each other again. He actually thought we'd keep seeing each other? Please. I might simp, but I still have a bottom line. After a slap in the face like that, how pathetic would I be not to quit? If he kept talking, I'd actually get mad. Relax. We won't, I said, a little impatient. Anything else? He paused, something murky in his gaze. Go date someone. With that, he turned away, as if he'd finally made up his mind. I stood there a long time, feeling as though 3 years of persistence had turned into a joke. Sometimes letting go is a new beginning. The voice, so unlike his usual, floated down from above and to my side. You didn't leave? Chris handed me a tissue printed with little bears. Don't cry. Wipe your eyes. I stared at the cutesy paper, choking up. Do you also, like buying Miniso tissues? Chris froze. You left that on the theater seat. Oh. Is it really that bad? I nodded. I thought I was used to it, but this time feels different. Different how? He tilted his head, studying me. I pressed a hand to my chest. This time I'm really done. His happiness was visible to the naked eye. He checked his watch. It's not closing time yet. Drinks? I thought for 2 seconds, then nodded. Let's go. My tolerance is usually fine, but I really did overdo it. Chris poured me water. It's getting late. I'll take you back. I slammed the glass down and swore through tears. Bastard. Bastard, Chris echoed. Total bastard. Doesn't even like you and still keeps you dangling. Gives hope, then crushes it. If you don't like someone, why send mixed signals? Why was he more worked up than me? My head was spinning. I brushed his hand off my back and peered at him. Hey, don't curse at random. I didn't string you along. You were the one who misunderstood, and I explained. He smiled without warmth. Right. I was delusional. Tears pricked again. Ugh, who isn't a little delusional? If I hadn't clung to that sliver of hope that Ryan might like me back, who would volunteer to be a simp? I clinked my glass to his. Come on, drink. I woke in a strange apartment the next morning, completely blank. I flung back the covers to check that my clothes were still on. Exhale. Thank God. My mind was a haze, I couldn't remember a thing from after I drank too much. I slid into slippers, cracked the bedroom door, and relaxed when I recognized the living room. Chris's place. I'd been to parties here, but never in his bedroom. Just then, Chris came out of the kitchen carrying 2 plates. When he saw me, 2 suspicious blushes bloomed on his cheeks. Quit gawking. Go wash up, breakfast. Oh, I said. But even when we were nearly done eating, he was still red. Chris. What? He snapped. Why is your face so red? He looked up, gaze hot. Guess. No. Say it or don't. Cynthia, you're heartless. What did I do? You forced a kiss on me last night. You don't remember? I nearly choked on my milk. Setting aside whether I actually kissed him, suppose drunk me did peck him, was that enough to keep blushing like this? You sure you're not running a fever? He gave a short laugh and leaned in until I could feel his breath. I blinked. What are you doing? You really don't remember pinning me to the sofa and kissing me? Want me to jog your memory? No need. I lifted a hand to push him back and oops, my fingers brushed his cheek. Soft. My heart lurched. I gulped milk to cover the panic. Anyway, I'm full. I'm going back to the dorm. He lounged back with folded arms, the color had finally left his face, and amusement had returned. Cynthia, why are you so red? Fever. I crouched to change my shoes, glared up at him. Yes. You gave it to me. Wow, I haven't even done anything yet and it's contagious. I was already out the door when his voice floated after me, stifling a laugh. Dinner, Chongqing hot pot. It was Saturday. Back at the dorm, no one was around. My head still throbbed from the hangover, I showered and lay down for a nap. Right before drifting off, Chris's line replayed, you really don't remember pinning me to the sofa and kissing me, and my mind snapped clear. I sat up and touched my cheek. Scalding. Was I actually feverish? The night wind had been chilly, it was possible. My phone buzzed. Chris, don't forget dinner. I'll pick you up at 5. Me, okay. He could really nag, repeating the same thing over and over. I was about to lock my screen when I saw my pinned chat, pathetically set to do not disturb. On impulse I tapped it and realized Ryan hadn't deleted me, I could still see his moments. Same avatar, his cover photo was now a couple shot. Last night he'd posted, her. The picture was Barbara's smiling profile. I braced for the usual stabbing tightness, the breath that wouldn't come. But this time, nothing. I pressed a palm to my heart. It didn't hurt. How strange. Can letting go happen this suddenly? Sudden enough that even their lovey-dovey post didn't make a ripple? Expressionless, I deleted his contact and blocked his number and every last way he might reach me. When I finished, I flopped back and felt oddly reborn. After that hot pot night, Chris started asking me out to eat every other day. In barely a month, we'd almost eaten our way across North City. What do you want today? Chris leaned on the car window, watching me. I didn't get in, just stepped closer. I don't want to eat out. I'm going to the cafeteria, coming. But I already booked a Hunan place. Then why ask me? I wanted to see if we're on the same wavelength. Test concluded, absolutely not. Hey, I was turning to go when he blurted, a bit panicked, didn't you say a few days ago you were craving Hunan? It took me days to get this reservation. I paused. He sweetened the deal. Super authentic. Fragrant and spicy. I got in the car. He laughed into the steering wheel. You. What about me? Nothing. Let's go. At the restaurant, his expression kept changing. What now? I asked. He hemmed and hawed. Maybe we should just go back to campus? I nudged him aside, and, sure enough, Ryan and Barbara. It was my first time seeing them since that night. I patted Chris's arm and motioned him forward. Come on. Didn't you say this was hard to book? With the queue snaking outside, it'd be a shame to waste it. I really didn't expect to run into them. If you're uncomfortable or it's awkward, we can go somewhere else. The place was noisy, to make sure I heard, he bent close to my ear. His breath tickled, I shivered before I could help it. Across from us, Ryan saw it, a dark look straight over at us. Why would I be uncomfortable? I said. I'm fine. Seeing how calm I was, Chris let it drop, though he still glanced at me a couple of times. Once seated, I realized our table was right next to Ryan and Barbara's. I was ready to pretend we were strangers, but Barbara spoke first, her gaze flicking between me and Chris. Oh? Are you two together? No. Are we close? I added. I couldn't muster even a polite smile, my sixth sense said she didn't mean me any good. Forgive me, under the circumstances, I had zero interest in small talk. Chris kept things from going flat. Still looking at Ryan, he answered Barbara's question. Soon. 2 neat syllables. I lowered my head and scrolled, neither confirming nor denying. Barbara turned to Ryan, voice sugary. Ryan, I thought she liked you. Looks like I was jealous for nothing. I glanced at the two of them. Ryan's face stayed unreadable, he didn't answer her. He just looked at me and Chris, eyes opaque. After a long moment, he tipped out a cold smile. Who knows who she likes? But changing that fast is eye-opening. Me? He said his piece, then stood up at once and told Barbara, let's go. Barbara, thrown by his sudden change of face, looked a little lost. She hurried after Ryan, then glanced back, brows knit, and shot me a vicious look. Did those two take something sour? Why do I feel like I'm under attack? I turned to Chris and asked, dead serious, no, but, are they sick? Chris's face had been dark too, but at that he laughed. He ruffled my hair, voice gentle. Sick, and badly. Chris's birthday party was as grand as ever. I hit traffic and arrived a little late. I'd barely taken 2 steps into the hall when I heard a small group chatting not far away. They weren't quiet, like they wanted me to hear. Hey? Isn't that Cynthia? God, why did she come? Thick skin. Barbara, is she still clinging to Ryan? Barbara cut me a cold sideways look. No idea. What a tramp, he took you back and she's still simping. I heard that since Ryan won't give her the time of day, she's started hanging off Chris. They're always together. And in family money and looks, Chris is no worse than Ryan. She's got moves. She even bros around with Chris. Isn't that textbook pick-me tomboy? Barbara gave a little laugh. Chris and Ryan are closest. Who knows what she thinks she's doing? My face must have been a sight. Reputation, collateral damage. How did I go from humble simp to a home-wrecking pick-me? Charge in and trade insults? No, too many of them. Throw hands? Also no, I might lose. Swallow it? Can't. I'd just shifted my weight to move when the birthday boy came gliding down from the 2nd floor. Chris wore a pleasant smile as he stopped beside them. What are we chatting about? Let me hear it too. The laughter cut off. They looked at each other and said nothing. The air thickened. Chris's smile grew colder. Go on. Weren't you all so lively a minute ago? Since you're so curious about me and Cynthia, why don't I tell you myself? Their expressions curdled. Barbara lowered her voice. Chris, we're all classmates, no need to make it awkward. Oh? Now it's awkward. His pretty eyes flicked, then he said mildly, well, take your time. I won't keep you. He gave a polite smile. Everyone exhaled. In the next breath, he hurled the glass in his hand so it smashed at Barbara's feet. Crack. The shards skittered across the floor. Chris's smile turned cherubic. Oops, sorry. Guess the glass felt awkward too, so it shattered. Barbara's face went iron blue. Chris looked over at Ryan, who'd hurried over at the sound. Keep your girlfriend in line. Then he came to my side, clamped my hand, and headed for the door without another word. Even Ryan, usually cool, looked rattled. He didn't spare Barbara a glance, his eyes were fixed on Chris's hand around mine. Chris, where are you going? I was puzzled too. Yeah, this is your birthday party. Home. Chris didn't raise his voice, but everyone heard him. Watching certain gossipers here makes me sick. He tilted his head slightly. And for the record, I'm the one pursuing Cynthia. She hasn't said yes. If you don't know the facts, don't make them up. Noodles are ready. He set the birthday longevity noodles on the coffee table and dug in, beaming. After we left the party, Chris said he hadn't had his noodles yet and wheedled me into making him a bowl. Eat slower, I said, staring as he polished them off in a few bites. Delicious, he declared. I smiled, watched him wash the bowl, then disappear into the bathroom for a good long while. On the sofa, my mind drifted, to that, you pinned me to the sofa and kissed me, business. 3 months already. A lot can happen in 3 months. We'd been chatting daily, swapping good mornings and good nights, meeting up whenever. Closer and closer. It dawned on me, how is this different from dating? Heat climbed my cheeks. I fanned my face and ordered my brain to stop. The cushion dipped beside me. I turned to see Chris sit down right next to me. My heart kicked hard. My ears felt hot. I scooted. Don't sit so close. He slid right along with me, voice low and coaxing, eyes locked on mine. What are you nervous about? I'm not nervous. Who's nervous? His words rattled me, I leaned back. My arm slipped, and suddenly he was looming over me, caging me in. The angle was suggestive. If you're not nervous, why won't you look at me? Who says I won't? I widened my eyes and stared him down. Laughter pooled in his gaze, he dipped and brushed a quick kiss at the corner of my mouth. I froze. Cynthia, it's been 3 months. Give me a title. I don't know how the kiss actually started. By the time I caught up, he'd cupped the back of my head and deepened it. His gaze burned, my mouth went dry to match. After a long while, breathless, I slumped against him. So you did go brush your teeth. He finger-combed my hair and settled me straddling his lap, face to face. Nice? It's lemon. I thought, solemn. Not bad. His eyes darkened. Want to force kiss me again? Like that night? After Chris and I made it official, I floated through my days like a spring breeze. Another 3 months slipped by. We'd just left a movie when a friend request popped up on my phone. Ryan? Cynthia, about before, sorry. Barbara and I broke up. Do you have time to grab dinner? With Chris beside me wearing a thundercloud, I waggled my phone. I didn't accept. He doesn't know about us? Chris snorted. I haven't been back to the dorm this week. Didn't talk to him. Oh ho, he had feelings about it. I handed him my phone. What? Reply if you want. Or don't, delete and pretend we never saw it. His mouth finally unflattened, he took my phone and typed on the add friend screen, she has a boyfriend. Please don't contact her. I laughed. Easy to coax, this one. I thought that would be the end of it. But by the time we reached my dorm, I learned a timeless truth: human nature loves to test a boundary. Early spring still bit at the air. Chris cut off toward the men's dorm to grab something, so I didn't let him walk me back. Ryan stood under the women's dorm in a black coat, handsome, straight-backed, drawing stares. Our dorm chat lit up. Cynthia, what's going on? Ryan's been downstairs almost 2 hours. We even saw Barbara go down. They barely spoke and she came back up crying. I replied, they're revving up the tragic romance act again. Wanna bet how long till they're back together? Finally, sounds like you're really over it. Good. Half a year? No way, 3 months. I kept chatting and planned to walk straight past him. He called out, Cynthia. I ignored it and kept going. He came closer and raised his voice. Cynthia. I had to stop. What is it? Funny thing about feelings, if you'd told me 6 months ago I'd be annoyed by Ryan someday, I wouldn't have believed it. Now, looking at that still beautiful face, I felt only impatience. Not a flicker of my old swoon. He stammered. My brows pulled tight. Why did every inch of him rub me wrong now? Spit it out. I'm busy. If it's nothing, I'm going up. Can we still be friends? I blinked. Short on friends, are you? He opened his mouth again. I cut in, hard. Ryan, remember? 3 months ago, right here, you said we shouldn't see each other again. And now this? You don't find that ridiculous? Yes, I did like you. Every time you were single and crooked a finger, I'd trot after you like an idiot. But you, did you ever take my feelings seriously? He fell silent. People get tired. You smash into a wall enough times, you turn around. I don't want to be your so-called friend, and I don't want to see you. I'm doing great. Don't bother me. Is it because of Chris? He asked. I frowned at him. Ryan kept analyzing. Chris is jealous of me, so he won't let you add my WeChat. No, what kind of logic is that? Are you okay? If Barbara has you worked up, go spout nonsense to her, not me. He listened, then suddenly curled a smile and took a long step closer. Chris is here, he's been standing over there for minutes. Why do you think he hasn't come over? Me? How did I never notice Ryan could be this petty? Back off. When Chris saw Ryan dip suddenly toward me, he couldn't stay put. He strode over. Ryan retreated 2 steps, gave furious-faced Chris a mild smile. Don't be mad. Then to me, I'm heading out. See you. Good night. See you, my foot. Utterly ridiculous. Jealous Chris is a little scary. I followed him back to his apartment. The door had barely shut when his kiss fell, urgent, uneasy. He didn't stop until I was nearly breathless. Forehead resting against mine, he murmured, What did you talk about? I opened my mouth to answer. He kissed me again. Don't. I don't want to hear it. The kiss went on, sweet and drowning, until my legs felt weak. A small sound slipped out of me. Chris suddenly swept me up in his arms. On the bed, he set me down, leaned over, and with his fingertips brushed the stray hair from my brow. Firelit slivers burned in those fox-bright eyes. He asked softly, Can I? I didn't speak, looped my arms around his neck and answered with action. Cynthia, at the crest, he nipped my earlobe and asked against my skin, voice strained, Who am I? Who's in your head now? Do you love me, When it was almost too much to bear, all I could do was gasp his name again and again, Chris, Chris, and say I loved him, over and over. When I woke the next day, it was already noon. I found lunch waiting, 4 dishes and a soup, all looking excellent. I tasted each, every one smelled and tasted as good as it looked. I stuck up my thumb. So good. Chris shot me a smile. Little foodie. I snapped a picture, crooked a finger at him. Come here. He put on a face of deep reluctance but, very honestly, leaned in. I flipped the camera to selfie and took our photo, then ducked my head, fussing with my phone. He peered over. What are you doing? Soft launching my happiness. I haven't posted us yet. He got awkward. It's just 2 dishes, hardly worth posting. Oh. I set my phone face down. Then I won't. No. He had me laughing. Okay, posting. He immediately liked it, then, the next second, his face darkened as if something had occurred to him. What is it? I asked. He held my gaze. I don't know why, but I still feel unsafe. Just if, Ryan regretted things and tried to chase you back, would you dump me? You liked him for so long. His bluntness startled me, something shifted inside. Maybe that's the difference between people. With Ryan, even when we were ambiguous, he never said what he was thinking, I had to guess. Chris is different, plain-spoken and ardent. Heat kindled in my chest. I caught his hand. Don't spiral, okay? I don't know the future, who does? For all you know, you might fall for someone else someday. I won't. It's a hypothetical. I'm not saying you will. Hey, you're derailing me, don't interrupt. He felt quiet, beautiful pupils bright, as though cupping a sky of stars. Okay. Say it. I can't guarantee how we'll be years from now. But what's past is past. I won't look back, and I won't regret it. Not liking someone means not liking them. Whatever Ryan does has nothing to do with me anymore. All I can hold is now. I'll cherish what I have with you. He looked moved. Then, one beat later, what do you mean you can't guarantee later? Spell that out. Are you saying you'll change your mind? This childish man. I ignored him and bent to my food. Cynthia. When I still wouldn't answer, he waited until I'd nearly finished, then lunged in to tickle me. I'm deathly ticklish. Laughing, protesting, we tumbled right back into play. That night he somehow returned to the topic of whether I'd ever change my mind. He wore me out until I promised again and again, no, absolutely not. It was late. I'd just rolled over when an arm tugged me back, tucking my head against his chest. Chris. We're about to graduate. Yeah. Almost there. What are your plans? You? He didn't answer, he volleyed back. I thought a moment. I'll probably stay in River City. It's close to home. Easy to live in. He hugged me tighter and answered without a pause. Then I'll stay in River City too. I propped myself up to peer at him. Seriously? That casual? He palmed the back of my head. What's casual about it? I've long since planned for after graduation. Whatever you choose, I've got an answer. He was insufferably pleased with himself. I lay on him, smiling. You're great. I've had my eye on you for years. Finally got to be your boyfriend. If I don't plan, I'll lose you again. Chris, I found a major advantage of yours. What? You pitch fastballs. I like it. His hand in my hair paused, then he flipped us, pinning me beneath him. I yelped. He grinned, wicked. I've got plenty more major advantages. Want to test them? He put a suggestive weight on major. My face went hot. Outside, spring rain lashed down, drenching shy, blushing petals. Inside, spring was in full, vivid bloom.